The footage you're about to see is an interview, an off camera interview that I shot. Lots of background noise. Wasn't planning to put it up to air, but the information is so interesting. And this man lectured at Newcastle University for 4 years, teaching and designing an Aboriginal unit. He is an activist. He actually is the co-founder of the Aboriginal Embassy. And he's been doing this work since he was 18 years old, and was involved in the original kind of protest back when he was 19 years old, out in the streets, and has spent his time. He's got his PhD. He's studied for over 6 years, and he's written countless information on stolen generation and on assimilation and the atrocities and suffering, the massacres of the Aboriginal people, and the current suffering today. There is an extended interview which will be coming up soon, but this particular one I think is really interesting as it focuses on the Jesuits and Roman Catholicism and the key people that were involved in reversing and destroying basically Aboriginal culture by setting up a new class system, and also just really eroding those values and assimilating Aboriginal people and destroying that cultural identity. And again, I apologise for the background noise.
To create modern Australia.
He was the chair of the post-war reconstruction period. So all those soldiers coming back, they had to find jobs. They had to be trained to fit into a new Australia. And Nugget Coombs designed all that. He was the man that designed the higher education program with Teo Sharik. He was also the fellow that created TAFE for the vocational training of people, so that when they came back they could become builders and metallurgists and all those other professions. So he started that.
You're kidding.
So that they could train people, and then he was the one that created the different, the poor class, middle class, upper bourgeoisie, and the almighty. So he's the modern founder of modern Australia. He's the founder of modern Australia. He designed the system totally, and they had to repatriate all those soldiers when they came home, and they had to look towards achieving a modern Australia. And if you find his book called Trial Balance by Herbert H.C. Coombs. All you have to do is go in and look for Coombs, Governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia, and you'll find his name there, and then you'll find a big profile of he was Australia's most senior bureaucrat. And he got involved in Aboriginal affairs, and he was the one.
He was a Jesuit.
Well, he ended up working. I can't say that he was a Jesuit, because I can't prove that. But what I can say is that he had a working relationship with Father Frank Brennan when Father Frank Brennan first got into the priesthood. And
He was a Jesuit.
He was a Jesuit, and Father Frank Brennan also was the son of the High Court judge as well. He was, he's part of that family.
Mm-hmm.
The Brennan family, they're a pretty influential group of people. And so, not only is he a priest, he's also a lawyer, I understand, Father Frank Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up teaming up with Nugget Coombs and got involved in Aboriginal affairs. And between them, they then went out to, I suppose, gain the patrimony of Aboriginal people. And so, if you do a complete study on those two men and their involvement in Aboriginal affairs, you'd be shocked at what they did. Well, when you do it from an Aboriginal perspective, it's demonic. It's horrible what they did. For me, it is, because I know the underbelly of what they did.
What do you mean by that?
They created. They tried to create an Aboriginal society that had middle class, working class, and the aristocracy within Aboriginal societies, and they did that by the way in which they were educating people. The Lutheran Church also played a big role in educating a lot of the Aboriginal people who are involved in Aboriginal affairs now, like Calvary and Apinga in the Northern Territory, Noel Pearson, Cape York, and these people are traitors to us.
Wow, that is terrible.
So it's nasty.